Okay, we're back with another episode. This is episode 3, and today we'll be discussing a different technique in time under tension that may maximize your muscle growth. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back again, and thank you guys for following me on this journey. I'm just loving it. I'm just loving it so far, and hopefully you guys are appreciating this content. I'm going to try to get more science-based and, research-driven with everything that I'm providing you guys on this channel. Because as of right now, it's been more geared towards me, but I want to make sure that I'm putting in more work and effort than that. So today I brought in my laptop because I've been doing a lot of research on this time under tension thing. As you guys know, I'm running my 30-day program, and everything I'm doing is all about maximizing muscle growth because I only have a short period of time for this competition, and really I'm trying to spread my lats, hit my legs, and get some lean mass. As far as my research goes, time under tension has always been very key in building muscle, keeping your muscles under tension, and that way it's sending those motor unit signals to perform these movements. So one of the big things about time under tension, let's go back. Let's discuss what the movements of time under tension is. And there's two main ones that I feel like hit the mainstream, and then there's a third one that nobody kind of really talks about, or maybe I haven't just heard about it. But there's the concentric, and that's the upward movement, say, of your bench press. That's going to be you pressing up on the bar and getting it off your chest. That's the concentric. And what you want to do is like 3-4 seconds on the way up. And then if you did like 3 seconds on the eccentric, which is bringing the weight back down, that's considered the eccentric movement, which science really says is very optimal for muscle growth because you're able to control the weight all the way down to the final resting point. And not only are you able to control it, it produces better form as well. I know a lot of people actually use it for corrective exercises to make sure that they're, like I said, performing the exercise in the correct way to strengthen your joints, your muscles, basically recruit muscle development the correct way. So I just got real curious because you're putting tension under these muscles all the way through. And as I'm studying for my personal trainer certification, they're breaking down the sarcomere, the actin-myosin relationship. I found this doctor online, and he was kind of breaking down the force output between those two movements. So I'm gonna provide those links down below, but I'm gonna kind of walk through them with you as well and kind of give you my theory based on it. And I've actually been implementing it in my program. As you can see in the videos, I'm going through all of the ranges of motion, but I'm trying to stop in the middle. And as you can see in the video, I'm really going through all 3 of the motions. I'm going through the concentric, the eccentric, and the isometric. I'm kind of focusing on the isometric, but you guys will see why here shortly after I explain it to you. So basically the muscle contraction is all developed in the sliding filament theory, or the sliding filament model, I should say, and that's where your actin and your myosin is lengthening and contracting your skeletal muscles. So within that, you have the speed of the muscle contraction. So there's going to be, the motor units that are activating your muscle. Then there's going to be the length and the tension, so the sarcomere length. And then I really want to get into the rate coding because that's really where my theory kind of stems from. And then there's a force velocity relationship, and that's kind of like the force of the speed of the contraction. So he goes on to say, if you take the curl, he describes the relationship of the force output, and at the bottom of the curl is going to be a low force. As you bring it up right there into the middle, that's where your muscle is kind of breaking down, and it needs the highest force production to perform that movement. And as you bring it back up, it goes back to a low production. And as you bring it down right there in the middle, once again, it's a high production, low production. So if you think about the concentric and the eccentric, it's after the highest value output. It's gonna have the highest output due to the optimal actin and myosin overlap. So if we understand that, then he goes on to talk about the rate coding, and that's gonna be the muscle twitch. So the muscle twitch is comprised of the latent period, the contraction, and the retraction. I'm going to post some graphs as well that basically helps me come to my conclusion. If you could see on his graph right here, he describes the movements of the muscle twitch, the summation, and the tetanus. And this is gonna be through the range of your contractions. And basically right here in the incomplete tetanus, that is gonna be right there in the middle of that isometric hold that you're seeing in my workouts. And that's where the muscle twitches are still, you know, they're firing off frequently, and that muscle is trying to recruit as much as it can to perform that movement. So that brings me to believe that that's where I want to put my time under tension, is right there in the isometric hold, where the muscle is recruiting as much as possible to perform that movement. While all these other movements may have their place, I just find to believe that this may be optimal for my muscle growth. Everybody's body is different, and that's why I'm implementing it on, you know, myself. And then at the end of this 30 days, you guys, the proof is just gonna be in the pudding. Like, either you're gonna like it or you're not. It's gonna work, it's not gonna work. But I think so far so good with my results. So right before I leave off with this time under tension video, and man, it's hot in here. I'm gonna have to get an AC unit in here. And I also went to a study, and I'm probably saying his name wrong, but from Francesco Reganazzi. And I'll go ahead and I'll put the link to this publication in the description as well. But if you scroll down to his conclusion, the interaction between the actin and the myosin, he found that the isometric hold was the only one that was slightly able to be relevant due to the research. While people think that eccentric movement is optimal for the muscle growth, actually none of the research was proven with that. So to that brings me to my conclusion that I don't think that you should do it all the way through your workout, and I'm not doing it all the way through mine, but in a few of my sets, maybe 2 out of 4 of my sets, I will implement that hold on the concentric and mainly the isometric. I don't just glaze past that. I try to get the isometric hold as well as the eccentric, the concentric, but really focusing in on that isometric hold, because I want to send those motor signals that, you know, my body needs help to produce muscle in this area to get some lean mass. So yeah, that's my theory. And like I said, I'm sorry I'm a little rough around the edges. This is my first podcast, and I'm just learning with you guys. Like, I'm on a journey. And I'm studying and I'm implementing, and you know, I'm just being me. That's all I could be. Hopefully you guys like it. I love it. I'm having a good time. It's not all about me though, so I'd like to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. Feel free to flame me about anything, because like I said, you know, I'm still learning. So if you guys have any kind of content that you would like to hear about, just let me know. Leave me a comment, shoot me a message on Instagram. I'm on Instagram as Blendz Fitness. That's BLENDZ Fitness. And yeah, shoot me a DM, and I'll for sure respond. yeah, but yeah, that's about it. Till the next time. See you guys soon.